The Gym Dogs dominated NC State Friday night at Stegman Coliseum. The Dogs are peaking at just the right time. We'll have all the highlights next.
What can I say? They were the best. They really stood out. They put it all together when it counts, and that's what the sport's all about.
And that just may do it for Georgia here tonight.
The Gym Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Yocklin. Welcome to the Gym Dog Show. Joining me today, as always, is Associate Head Coach Jay Clark. This past weekend, we had a home competition against NC State. The Gym Dogs were victorious once again, and that gives us 3 straight wins in a row. Jay, how do you feel the team's confidence is right now?
Well, I think we did what we needed to do Friday night. We came off that huge emotional weekend last weekend, and we just needed to put together a solid performance, make sure that all that we did 2 weeks ago was not for nothing, and we did the job. We made some changes in the lineup, and overall came out exactly where we wanted to be.
In this competition, we are going to have Katie Heenan and Kelsey Erickson competing in the all-around, but a number of the other girls will be rested, and we'll have some new faces as well. Let's take a look at the first rotation as Georgia starts on vaulting. And here we are at Stegman Coliseum. You can see the Gym Dogs running in. Our competitions are a complete production from lights and fireworks and everything you got to go with it. This is Megan Doolan starting on vaulting. Yurchenko with a full twist. She's been our leadoff performer for the last 8 meets, and you can see why. Very consistent. It's a strong vault to start out with. Nice block, good form, nice height, and just a small hop on the landing. I think it's great. She scored a 9.875.
Up first for NC State on the bars is Rachel Katz. She's actually scored as high as a 9.9 on this event. Starts with a good kip cast handstand. Blind change, a little bit leg separation there to a straddled Jaeger. Has a tough time kipping out of that. To a giant full, overshoot to handstand. Comes back to the high bar to prepare for her dismount. Giant, and then a toe on and off to a front tuck. Stuck the dismount, 9.675 is her score.
This is Katie Heenan on vaulting. She's stuck the last 2 times she's competed on this event. And there's another stick. Great vault for Katie. It's nice and high and strong. She does land with her chest down, which is a deduction. She scores a 9.925. You can see the chest is down a little bit, but overall a great vault.
Kyla Bachman up for NC State on the uneven bars. She's a junior from York, Pennsylvania. She's one of 2 all-arounders for the Wolfpack, along with Heather Zoltan. She has a slip grip to an uprise, to another slip grip, to a straddle back. That skill is actually named after a former gym dog called the Galloway, the uprise, slip grip, uprise. Those 2 giants and a double pike dismount, a little hop there on the landing, 9.675.
This is Brittany Smith, Yurchenko half with the front layout. Steps to the side. You can see that Brittany has small bending of the knees before she lands. She typically sticks this vault, but in this meet, as you can see, she has a little bit of a bent arm on the horse, and it's definitely not one of her better vaults, and Brittany scores a 9.825.
Kelsey Erickson up for us on vaulting. She's one of our 2 all-arounders on this night. Nice vault, 9.875. A little step there on the landing. As you can see, she gets tremendous repulsion off the horse. Big rise, a little bit of pike down, and a step there on the landing. Again, a 9.875.
This is Kelsey Lee on the uneven bars for NC State. Nice Shaposhnikova from the low bar to the high bar. She does a very nice handstand, straight body handstand, little leg separation on that bail to the low bar. Kelsey's a freshman from Maryland. Giant full pirouette. And her dismount is a double layout. She had a little bent knee, so it was hard for me to see if she was doing a layout or a tuck, and she scored a 9.725.
Michelle Emmons up on vault. Beautiful vault, sticks the landing there, 9.95. Michelle continued her string of 9.9s on this event as well as floor on this evening. You can see she's a very powerful vaulter. She gets tremendous height and distance from the table. Nails the landing again and goes 9.95.
As you can see, our team is very strong on vaulting. This now is about the 3rd or 4th meet in a row where our team has stuck at least 50% of the vaults, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We've really been working on landings on every event, but it really seems to be taking hold on the vaulting event. We've improved immensely on our landings. on that event over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
And it is great to start a competition out with such a tremendous score on the first rotation. This gives us a lot of momentum going into the uneven bars. Let's see what we do over there. First up for us on bars is Nikki Childs. Nikki, as we've talked to you about in previous competitions, has beautiful toe point and leg extension, nice finesse. Her legs are always together. Great handstand work. I have not seen a deduction yet. That pack salto to the low bar was nicely done. Good amplitude all the way around. Again, I have not seen a deduction. Now she goes to the high bar. A little short on that handstand. Giant full pirouette is a little bit late. An immediate double tuck. Chest is up nice, and a step on the landing, which is a 1/10 deduction. She scores a 9.775.
Heather Zoltan up on vault for the Wolfpack. She's a freshman from Newport Richey. Pretty good Yurchenko full, pikes it down just a little bit, not too much distance, 9.8.
This is Megan Doolin. She's a regular in the bar lineup, another freshman who competed for WOGA in Texas. You can see a little leg separation there on her turns. Beautiful hack, reverse hacked, and straddle back to handstand. She was a little short of that handstand. Megan does usually have trouble with this last handstand, and once again, she does not get it quite to the vertical position, and her dismounted double pike and a big step. Megan's got to figure out how to stick those landings. Megan scores a 9.725.
Leah Hancock is a freshman from Suffield, Connecticut. Another Yurchenko full that she pikes down a big step there on the landing, 9.825 on that vault.
This is Katie Heenan. She struggled a little bit on this mount at some of the competitions, but you can see right here she nails it. She has a great backswing on the Shaposhnikova, great amplitude on that Chinese sit-up. She hits all of her handstand positions, nice straight arms on this toe-on, toe-off. So far, I have not seen a deduction. This is by far one of Katie's best routines, and she sticks the dismount just a tiny hop, a little legs apart, and scores only a 9.9. I think that score could have been higher.
Kelsey Erickson up next for us on bars. Kelsey probably has one of the more difficulty-packed routines in the country. She does a toe on and off to handstand here. A nice Tkachev. A little bit of flex feet. We're still trying to get on to her about that. Does a blind change to an E-level piked Jaeger to an immediate overshoot. Again, you can see that she's got the releases all the way through this routine. Good Kipcast handstand there. She's winding up for her dismount, which is an Arabian double front, half in, double front. Beautiful landing, little hop there, goes 9.9 on the uneven bars. Kelsey's really beginning to put it together on this event for her.
This is Rachel Katz. She was first team All-Eagle last year on vaulting. Yurchenko half with a front layout, nice and strong, very powerful, good body position, scores a 9.85. Ashley
Kupets, who's been ranked in the top 10 on this event all year so far. So it's a giant 1.5, which we've been really working on trying to get plugged back into a Shushinova. You see she clips her heel there, and that's going to hurt her on her score. Probably take a 10th for that. She does a bail to handstand, a little bit short, but that should not be a deduction. Good Kipcast handstand, giant full, immediate double tuck, and she sticks the landing. It goes 9.8. You can see that heel, clipping the heel, really cost her on the overall score. So after 2 events, you can see that Georgia leads 98.55 to NC State's 97.15.
The Gym Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal healthcare organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty, you. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By McCarr Homes. McCarr Homes, built right, right where you want to be. And by Locos. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at Locos.
Van's gonna mop the mat with your mama.
Oh, it's on now.
Oh, guys, look,
The delivery guy's here.
man, the van don't want no pizza.
Well, I don't want no Chinese food. Relax, boys. It's from Locos.
Tough crowds agree. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at every occasion on the menu at Locos.
Nobody eats the van's wings except for Van. I need some good wings.
With over 26 active communities in the Atlanta area, McCarr Homes is committed to providing superior customer satisfaction before, during, and after building your dream home. From affordable townhomes to luxurious estate homes, Makar has a plan and a neighborhood to fit almost any lifestyle. A certified professional builder with over 40 years experience, Makar Homes is built right where you want to be. For available home and home plans, visit www.makarhomes.com.
Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes. And this week's question is, are the Gym Dogs in a good position for the postseason run? And the answer, yes, we're peaking right now at rec time. And you have to remember, the rankings do not matter going into the postseason. It's all about who can win on a given day. And our team is very confident. That's Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes.
Welcome back. Well, as you can see, we had a pretty good bar set. We went 6 for 6. Ashley Kupets was able to do her 1.5 again, which we'd been looking to do the last few weeks. So that was a very positive note for us. One of the best bar sets we had all year, in my estimation. Only went 49-1. We're going to beam now. We've made a few lineup changes. Suzanne, what do you think is going to happen over there?
Well, we've got Kelsey Erickson in the first up spot on balance beam, and that's a definite for the rest of the season. She's just done a great job as our leadoff performer, and our team has been doing much better on balance beam since we settled into Kelsey up first. We have Michelle Emmons in the second position, and for the first time, Courtney Pratt will be competing third up, and that's exciting for her as she has her debut as a gym dog. Let's take a look at the beam rotation. After 2 events, our team is pacing a 197. Now we head over to the balance beam, and we're getting back into the regular routine of Kelsey Erickson up first, and she nails that front tuck to a wolf jump. She has been very solid on balance beam. Last week against UCLA, she nailed one as well. Here's her flight series, a back handspring back layout step out. And her jump series is 2 straddles in a row. Look at that nice 180-degree split. She really has beautiful amplitude on her jumps. And her dismount is a cartwheel gainer, full, which she sticks. And once again, Kelsey has a great starting score for Georgia, 9.85.
Kyla Backman leading off for the NC State Wolfpack on floor. She opens with a double pike. Comes back in the middle with a round-off back handspring double tuck. So she's got 2 deep level floor tumbling passes so far. And then finishes with a front handspring, front full, front tuck. So she has D-level tumbling in every pass. Compositionally, very good routines, has some execution problems, 9.775.
And this is Courtney Pratt. This is the first time she will be competing for the Gym Dogs. She's a sophomore. Last year as a freshman, she was out all year with an injury. Courtney's from Augusta and used to train at Hayden's Gym. She's beautiful on the balance beam. She has very good rhythm, nice straight legs. She's a little nervous right now, but it's hard to see that. There's some amplitude deductions there on the switch leaps. She needs to get those up a little bit higher. Here's a nice flight, very aggressive. Oh, just a small break there, probably 1/10. Overall, a good routine, and her dismount, a 1.5 twist, and a small hop on the dismount, probably another 1/10 deduction. She scores a 9.75 for her first time out.
Leah Hancock up for the Wolfpack on floor. One of 4 9.775s on this night. That was an open with a 2.5 twist. Took a big step there on the landing. Comes back in the middle with a front handspring, front full, front tuck. That's a D-level pass with 2/10 bonus. And then she finishes with a double pike. Again, they're really trying to upgrade their difficulty. She goes 9.775.
This is Nikki Charles, and she is absolutely gorgeous on this event. I think probably one of my all-time favorites just because of her execution, toe point. There's her flight, a back handspring, back layout, step out. You see a lot of gymnasts just doing a single flight, a single layout, step out. That's because in the elite gymnastics, most of the girls only did a 2 series with their flights, so they're doing the same thing in college. But they're getting their difficulty in other ways. Nikki has a D right there in her front aerial. She also had very good leaps and jumps. Her dismount, a gainer pike off the end, meets the requirement, and she nailed that routine for a score of 9.925.
Rachel Katz on floor for the Wolfpack. This is another 9.775 for them. You see they're taking little landing deductions there. Stepping back hard, dragging the foot. Those are things that they'll probably clean up by the time they get to the regionals. A nice 1.5 to a punch front. And then she finishes her floor routine with a double tuck. Again, finishing with a D, but you can see the execution on the landings there. And again, she goes 9.775.
And in the anchor position on balance beam for Georgia is Katie Heenan. Now, 5th up was Ashley Kupets, and she did have a fall. So once again, Katie's faced with having to hit this routine. A little bobble there on her front tuck. Those are her straddles, and you can see the 180 split. She's a flip-flop layout, step out. Small wobble there. This is her sheep jump, which is a very difficult jump. Another small wobble. So nothing major, but just a couple little checks. Her dismount, a double tuck. And that was strong, but had to step off. Katie scores a 9.825, so that's a great routine to bring it in at the end. After 3 rotations, Georgia leads with a 147.625 to NC State's 146.0.
Hi, my name is Crystal Mitchell, and I would like to ask Audrey Bowers, what is it like to be a Georgia girl?
Thank you for the question. It's a great honor to be part of the Georgia gymnastics team. Growing up in Georgia, it's always been a dream of mine, and now it's finally come true.
If you've been injured in an accident, serious neck and back pain may occur. You need to know the pros at Arrowhead.
That's right, Kevin. Car accidents can cause pain that could get worse if not treated immediately. Arrowhead Clinics has been treating auto accident victims successfully for over 25 years. At Arrowhead Clinics, we'll take care of the paperwork for you. Our first concern is your treatment. Call Arrowhead Clinics now if you've been injured in an accident. Relief, recovery, results at the Arrowhead Clinics.
I'm glad I know the pros at Arrowhead.
The Georgia Gym Dogs are red hot. Hot team. Cool water. Melwood Springs, now available at Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we got what you need.
I'm Sam Shannon. My golden moment in gymnastics was winning the bronze medal on floor in the World Championships in 2002.
Welcome back. Well, we hit beam. It was a little bit shaky, but we actually had our second highest score of the year with a 49.075. We're still on track to get that 197, which is a benchmark score that we try to shoot for. Suzanne, we're headed to floor. What are you looking for?
Well, the team seems a little flat tonight, even though we've had, you know, okay performances on beam and bars, stellar performance on vaulting. There's just not as much energy in the arena tonight as we usually have, and sometimes that does affect the floor performance. But let's see what happens.
So we head to floor, and we still have that shot at the 197 mark. We're looking for big scores over here. It's going to take a pretty good score. I think a 49.4 will get it for us. Sam Sheehan leads us off. Sam's been doing a great job of being consistent. Opens with a nice double pike. A little bit of a landing deduction there. Front handspring, front full, punch front. She was a little weak on that punch. Kind of knees buckled a little bit. And then a round up back handspring, double tuck, done very well. She goes 9.775 to get us started on the floor exercise.
Over on balance beam is Andrea Patricelli. She's from Pasadena, Maryland. NC State has 4 seniors, but they combined for just 5 routines in this meet, so it's a very young team out here competing tonight for them as well. See her flip-flop layout step out. There's some beautiful amplitude on her straddle jumps. Andrea does a full twisting gainer off the end of the beam, which is a D-level skill.
Brittany Smith up next for the Dogs. Opens with a double pike, beautifully done. Brittany's been working very hard to get this last pass upgraded. This is her middle pass, front layout, punch front pike out of a whip half. Then she finishes with a double tuck, and we're still not quite there endurance-wise. You can see she lands a little low and steps forward. But overall, a very nicely executed routine and goes 9.875.
This is Corey Goldstein from Plainview, New York. There's her leap combination, switch leap, straddle jump, and you see a lot of collegiate gymnasts doing this combination because it has so much bonus in it. A front aerial is a D-level skill. Back handspring, back layout, step out, so she's doing a nice job of hitting this routine. Here's a switch side leap. That should be a deduction because she did not hit the 180 split on that switch side. And here's her cartwheel, gainer full off the side, small step, and she scores a 9.8.
Kelsey Erickson up for us on floor, opens with a huge double pike, very nicely done. You can see she's landing on a mat. Her ankles have been bothering her a little bit. We're trying to protect those. A nice front handspring, front tuck. She probably does that pass better than anybody in the country. Beautiful amplitude and execution. And then finishes with a beautifully done double tuck. Goes 9.925, which is her season high. She wraps up the all-around on the night with a 39.55.
This is Michelle Emmons. Michelle has been 9.9 almost every single meet and 9.925 a couple of times. She's 7th in the nation on this event, so she's been very consistent. And as a senior, it's just great to see her improve week after week. Her last pass is a double pike, and watch how high she lands it. The chest is up. She's not struggling at all with that landing, and that amplitude is the reason for another 9.9 for Michelle Emmons.
Kyla Backman finishing up for the Wolfpack on beam. She was their highest all-arounder of the night. She ended up with a 39.15 in the all-around, which is a very respectable all-around score. It's a unique hold there on the beam. She does her series, which is a flip-flop layout step out, which is pretty much the standard series these days in college gymnastics. Switch leap to switch side. She gets 2/10 combination bonus for that. A punch front, well done. This is a good beam set they've got going here. She does a round off double tuck, a little bit low on the landing, but goes 9.9. Very well done beam set.
This is Katie Heenan on floor. Now, for the first time in this meet, she's switching the middle and the last passes. She's supposed to open with a front double twist punch front, but didn't quite get around, so bailed out. That's probably an 0.5 deduction. Her middle pass, as I said, is typically a double pike, but in this meet, we're going to switch them around and see if she can put that D at the end of the routine. That sometimes is a very big transition for a lot of gymnasts. And the coaches have to make a decision, you know, whether or not we want to put the D at the end, and it's not going to be as strong, so we might have a bigger execution deduction. So we need to just make that decision as the season progresses. Here comes the double pike, and you can see a low landing there, definitely a 1/10 deduction. So in this meet, the execution of that last pass definitely did cause Katie a big deduction. She scores only a 9.85, but finishes in the all-around with an overall total of 39.5 for a great night for Katie Heenan. And the final score for Georgia, a 196.95 to NC State's 194.95. Routine of the week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center. And this week's routine was Michelle Emmons on the vaulting event as she scores a career high of 9.95. That's Routine of the Week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center.
I'm sorry, honey. I know it hurts. Oh, x-rays, they don't hurt at all. It's like a magic eye that looks inside of your body to see if anything's broken. This is where Hannah came to get her stitches out last year, remember? Of course, honey. Mommy will be with you the whole time. And remember, Mommy wouldn't take you here if it wasn't the best place in the whole world.
Athens Regional Medical Center, a passion for medical excellence. Drop by drop, pure, a trickle becomes a stream, and flowing from the source, refreshing, fresh, in the store or at your door. Mellwood Springs.
Countdown to the NC2A is brought to you by Mellwood Springs. And this past weekend, there were a lot of big scores across the country and a lot of movement with the top 8 teams. Unfortunately for Georgia, we stay at the number 8 spot. But Alabama jumps up to number 3. Coming into the number 1 position is Utah and number 2, Nebraska. That's Countdown to the NC2A. It's brought to you by Mellwood Springs. Well, there you have it. A good competition for Georgia, once again winning. That's 3 in a row, as I said earlier today. How do you think we're doing, Jay?
Well, I think we're doing well. We're peaking at the right time. We had the, like I said before in the beginning of the show, we had the big emotional wins that we came off of. We knew we might be a little bit flat, but we didn't fall apart. We didn't, throw a meet away, which is always a concern when you come off those big emotional wins. I think we're doing the right things. I think we're right where we want to be. We got Michigan this week, and then headed to SEC, so we need to be peaking right now.
That's right, and we are. I agree with Jay. I mean, it was just a little bit of an emotional letdown. We didn't have very much practice last week, and when you can be just a little off and still almost score 197, that's a great team. So we're looking forward to Michigan, going to be in here next Friday in Stegman Coliseum. They're ranked just a little bit above us right now, Michigan at number 7, Georgia at number 8. See you next week with those results.
The Jim Dog Show has been brought to you by Mellwood Springs. Mellwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal health care organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty. You. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By McCarr Homes. McCarr Homes, built right, right where you want to be. And by Loco's. With salads, sandwiches, wings, burgers, and entrees, there's something for everyone at Loco's.